Hey, what's going on? Welcome into this Fundly Business Lending Leads review, where I'll show you how to get 150 live business loan leads every month, instant email plus SMS alerts, add to your pipeline in one click, make any lead exclusive to you to lock out competition and work the deal. We're on the page right now. I'll be scrolling through this to show you what Fundly is, how it works, and how you can get started. Before I do, I've been in business funding for many years, and as a funding expert, I have helped plenty of people get funding, helped analyze their businesses to help fix, grow, scale them. I've looked over financials, done personal and business credit reviews. I've put together business plans, investment proposals, detailed project budgets, billion-dollar valuation projects. I've done a lot of different things in the funding finance space. I have other businesses too. Before I got into finance funding, I started in digital marketing agency, lead generation, and this was over a decade plus ago. And then I went into the health affiliate marketing space with proteolytic, digestive enzymes, and more into other niches, make money online, to then now finance funding, and I have other ventures as well. So I know what I'm talking about when it comes to helping clients get funding at a high level. Not only do I know funding at a high level, I know business at a high level, customer acquisition cost, lifetime value, lifetime gross profit value, a lot of different numbers, metrics. I'm mathematically system writing oriented, less talk, more action, introvert, analytical, cerebral, brainy kind of person. In my head a lot, thoughtful, kind, nice, loyal, trustworthy, responsible, accountable. You don't have to worry about that. I have personal development, self growth, and self mastery. And that's what's most important. The governing principles, the values, vision, mission, morals, ethics, character, and characteristic traits in people. That's what's most important. And working on thyself, the being, mind, body, spirit, mind, body, soul, the being and the becoming of that manifestation, aspiring, assuming, having the right assumptions, the right programming consciously and subconsciously. That stuff matters, having the right habits, routines. So, as someone who thinks a lot, who observes a lot, who's been in the funding space for many years, helped a lot of clients, restaurants, manufacturing, construction, and many others, traditional and even non-traditional brick and mortar businesses, digital businesses, analyze their businesses, do a full review audit, give them better strategic positioning without debt. I think I know what I'm talking about. So again, today I'm going to be showing you here and with Fundly, getting Fundly. I had a trial of it one time. I could have taken more advantage of it. I'm being honest with you. I don't need Fundly. I'm showing you because I have a lot of business loan brokers, agents, referral partners ask me, how can I market funding? How can I start getting my phone to ring? How can I start ringing the phone of business owners, reaching out to them, emailing them, different parts of communication? Because I have helped many. People come to me for questions. How do you see this in their business? How would we go about this with funding? Credit, cash flow, collateral, liquidity, equity, real estate in the mix, and then some. I've done all that and more. And I have my processes, my systems. I'm not always on the phone with someone. I do things via questionnaire form fill out, templates I give people, customization, and we can follow along through email. By the time they see me, they know me. Before we get started, they've already been pre-framed to know me. I have a digital footprint presence. I built my personal and business brand as well as offline. You can get connected with accountants, CPAs, bookkeepers, bank managers, people that open up accounts, the most accounts, real estate investors, auto sales, automotive people, software people, vendors, suppliers, people that have a list of people that they can send you. And I'm also going to get into why this is smart and how they do it and understanding what Fundly does. Okay. This way you can understand, hey, do I always need to go get a client funded? Or is there another way for me where, as a marketing agency or as a solo lead generator, I can start getting leads that I can get funding and then I can pass the rest over to my team or other people who would want these leads. Does that make sense? So you can nurture them, pass them over, they'll nurture them, help them get funding. So you remove yourself completely from getting funding clients directly. Does that make sense? So instead of going through the hassle, which I'm not saying it's always that, but it can be stressful. And then the client changes their mind, they opted out of this, they decided not to continue and with you. It could have been something you did or didn't do or not enough of. See, when you don't build thyself in your business acumen and you're not learning and applying and doing it regularly and consistently, this is why you have ups and downs, peaks and valleys, and it can feel stressful because you never stay disciplined. You don't have to find motivation. Motivation helps. When you're not motivated, you have to have the discipline to show up because that'll help you be consistent and persistent no matter what, and growing out of your comfort zone, doing things that aren't natural, but that's fine if it's going to help you grow. But understanding yourself and your character and what you're going to do and what your limitations are, how far you want to push yourself, because is that really you? Are you becoming someone that you're not, even if you're making money? Not doing this just for the commissions, okay? And I also have more that if you join one of my recommended places as a partner, I'll give you my own individual resource on how to learn how to market funding and different things, different services, and more. Okay. So when you join, I'll have that document individually that I give you. And then when you join that partner program, they have their own things, the marketing material, back office, resource center, and things like that. So again, 150 live business loan leads every month, instant email plus SMS alerts. And you're asking, how do I get into this? Start making those 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, whatever the commissions are, whatever the type of service it is. I'm going to walk you through again this page. But when I got in this, I could have done more. I saw what it was like, but I don't need it. I have my other resources, and I'm not always having to get a client funding and having to depend on getting another client funding every month. That's crazy. You start off every month again at zero. I don't care what your pipeline looks like, even if you're here every month, you could be the person who does this and you have a team of people. So you're like, yeah, Michael, I won't do it. I'm going to have a few employees that I have, or I'm going to outsource this to, or they work with me. So I'm going to give them my leads so they can work them. And I remove myself so I can focus on other things because clients can self-sabotage. They can self-defeat. They can take some time. The underwriting, the junior, senior underwriting process. Oh, the due diligence here. Oh, okay. This back and forth. They changed their mind. They didn't submit this to you. They weren't being as transparent. You didn't build enough personal rapport, story building, relatability, meeting them where they are, solving their problems, pain points, questions, roadblocks, overcoming that to help them bridge them to their ultimate outcome and results. When you don't learn how to market yourself, not just the business you're in, market yourself, understanding features and more importantly, benefits and the meaning behind that, future pacing, overcoming objections, understanding your training, of course you're not doing well. And most people don't want to even learn how to market. They want to get into something, but they don't even want to learn the market or the marketing and the market. Why? Learn. In any business you're in the business of marketing. Restaurants, manufacturing, whatever that is, you're in the business of marketing. So right here, today only 50% off your first month at $125. Is there a 14-day, 7-day free trial, more or less? Perhaps, maybe it's not available anymore by the time you see it. I know when I did, I got that trial run. So making the most of it would make sense. So if that is there or if it's not, still valuable for you. And oh, I got to pay for something. These are leads that somebody spent money on, very likely, to advertise or in other ways and or in other ways. So don't you think they're spending money out of their advertising budget to accommodate you? But when you don't understand business and understand numbers, haven't done that, yes, you think that way. It's okay though. I was there many years ago, over a decade plus, 12 plus years ago. However, when you learn business models, you learn cash flow models, profitability models, net free cash flow. You start learning more about businesses and why businesses are set up the way in their model and their models in a businesses. What that affords them to do. And at the end of the time, don't you want to free up your time, not to trade your time for money? So why doesn't it make sense to become the lead generator when you could free up your time and money and have more flexibility? So Michael, shouldn't I become the agency or solo lead generator to pass over to my team so they have leads and I can charge them a fee by myself generating my own leads or a percentage of their when they get a client funding, 10 to 30% or whatever that is, or if it's already paid out because you brought somebody a referral and they got that client funding because you have that person on your team and the compensation plan works that way, then you're able to get a commission. See, now what you've done is you've automated the process and you have systems running for you. You can go out on vacation. Don't worry about the client. Let the other person worry about them. Let them go through that. That's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. And you don't have to be brainy like I am to do this. You don't have to be smart to do this. You just have to understand business and how it's done. So turn today only 50% off your first month, $125, month to month, cancel at any time. So it's already building trust with you, isn't it? Because if you didn't know the numbers, wouldn't you have had to pay 2,500, 2,000, $1,000 for a package of leads, 50 to 100 or whatever the amount is? Likely, or a couple hundred more than the 125 you would have been paying now. So I could get in for less than I would have had to pay if I went somewhere else. And will those leads be legitimate? Will they be exclusive? Probably not. Regurgitated over and over. I don't always recommend buying leads. I don't recommend that and things like this too. But if something is working, why not work it? And if you don't mind communicating with the client and you want to work with the client, then you do that. I just know I'm better behind the scenes. I'm a better back end part than the front end. I can do a lot of the front end at a high level, execute high. But for me, let me just sit behind the computer. I'm going to go review these documents. I'm going to go create a system for this, process this. If I wanted to, I can go and create all this myself. I have other projects, I have other things I'm doing, and I can do things differently than having a platform like this. So start now, get live lead alerts. Oh, even better, build more trust, get live lead alerts so you're first to jump on it. See how it works. TCPA compliant real-time online form submissions, exclusive when locked. So exclusivity. Wow, that builds trust, doesn't it? I get exclusive leads that nobody else touches before me, or how does that work? See how it works right there. And you get exclusivity. Who doesn't want that when there's this space of, well, everybody's spoken to them. They've been reached out so many times. There's trigger leads, syndication leads. There's the bureaus doing this, giving this to these people. And like, see where I'm going with it? So before I click any of this, let's go underneath this. So up here again, see this Fundly live right now. New funding requests are coming in. Real-time alerts, exclusivity lock, 150 leads a month. Be first to call when the intent is highest. Verify the code. Lead becomes yours. Consistent pipeline you can play around. Fresh requests, no cold calls. Lock my lead and funded the same week. The exclusivity lock ended the bidding wars. It's just me and the borrower. Alerts hit when intent is highest. Actual conversation, I say conversions. Conversations, not voicemail. So these leads, they're ready. Lead quality standard, minimum revenue requirement. Every lead on Fundly declares at least 10,000 a month. So it's not like, when you go run an ad and you just speak to anybody and everybody, all small businesses. Hey, small businesses, we can help you with funding. I can help you with funding. You qualify them like on a ad, you qualify and you say, if your business is generating 15,000 a month, if it's generating 10,000, if it's generating 250,000, 200,000, 120,000 a year. 10,000 is still low, especially if you're working with clients who would only get qualified for, or that's what they would want, is a hybrid cash advance, merchant cash advance. So if you're dealing with those types of clients, yes, you can find them here. But what you should do too, even if you're just getting started with like the cash advances of the world, is learn everything else like I have. What if they could qualify for something different and better? But because you didn't communicate that, since you only knew cash advances person, and that's why people come to me. I see and I hear things like, oh, I spoke with another company, another broker. I didn't want to go with anyone else but you. It's because of who I am as a person. Who and why carries weight. The attrition, the affinity. The affinity in this. Understanding the perception that that holds. Forget the what and the how when I know how to help businesses, real estate investors get real estate and more, flippers, rental properties, all this. Forget that. It's about who and why. Their story. It's your story. It's who you are, how you appear to be, your character, your vision, your values, what you stand for, what you are not willing to do and block anything that just tries to justify coming in. So minimum revenue requirement, you're seeing that 10,000 a month. Revenues filtered on submission, used for initial qualification. Simple three-step flow, get alerts, email plus text the moment a funding request hits, claim and view, add to pipeline and see the full 13-point profile, connect and lock, verify the borrower's code, the lead becomes exclusive. There's the word again, marketing you the word exclusive without adding anything after that. It's exclusive so you don't have to worry, which means that you'll have more exclusive leads coming through your pipeline than you've ever had before or ever thought you could have imagined having. Which means that it'll free up more of your time and work with clients that are much more serious than tire kickers. Because there's a lot of tire kickers in funding. There's a lot of people who just talk. They know how to talk so well, but they don't. I'm not the talking type, but there's people who talk. There's people who talk and act, but there's most of them just. So let's show what kind of micro, and macro commitment they have. What happens in seconds? Live owner submits online form, Fundly routes to your dashboard. So right here, owner submits online form, use of funds, monthly revenue, time in business, etc. Fundly routes to your dashboard. Round robin to a small first group, no blast. Alerts, email plus SMS alerts. Be first to connect while intent is highest. Exclusive, verify plus lock. Exclusivity. Once verified, only you, Mr. Mrs., work the deal. Only you work the deal. Smarter sharing, not blasting. Up here, this flow loops automatically as new requests arrive. Again, smarter sharing, not blasting. To protect borrowers and your pickup rates, each new request goes to a small first group. If it's not claimed, the system automatically moves it to the next group in round robin. No lead pile-ons. Second chances are built in. Higher answer rates. Here's a lead snapshot of what you expect to see when you're in there. The person's name, add to your pipeline. You can click that blue button at the top right there. Let me bring in my red marker. I know you can see this, but I would like to bring in this. So right here, name, right here, date, time, add to my pipeline right here, email, phone number, use of funds. They want it for expansion. Obviously, I want to know more about why they need it for expansion. Like as a person who analyzes businesses, expansion doesn't tell me everything. I need to know what exactly that means. Can you put some numbers, cash flow, ROI behind why you're expanding, what you expect to do when you expand? Time in business. And I'm not saying that's a knockdown to here or there, just saying myself what I'd rather see. Time in business, 1 to 2 years. Great. So now you're thinking in your head, if I'm doing advances, okay, at least a 4 month minimum, they passed that. They need funds for expansion. Great. It's not for payroll or whatever. Or if it is payroll, they need more people on their payroll as they're expanding. That's different. Right here, I run a restaurant and speakeasy. Okay, now you know the industry, you know what they do. Location, Texas. Okay. Urgency, funding this week. Bank account, you know it's business, not personal. They're running through their business account. Their annual revenue is between 250,000 to 500,000. I would prefer that I have a specific number, monthly and or yearly. However, that works. 250 to 500,000, helpful. However, I like to reverse engineer that number and decide based on their annual, based on their monthly, how do I break that down to potentially the range in their underwriting guidelines that they may qualify for. Right here, background info, denied by the bank for a total of how much and why. Grants response, person's name here, 50,000. Personal credit isn't great. So you know how much they're looking for. That's also something that I would want to know before is like how much are you looking for? Although if you have an application process and you can see that, that's different. So okay. So you know they're looking for a handful for a restaurant and a speakeasy. Now my question to you, Mr. and Mrs., not that you need to know all this, but when you understand business like I do you understand restaurants, speakeasies? I've helped many restaurants and speakeasies. Plenty. Plenty, plenty. That's just one of many industries. So I have a very good memory and I'm very brainy, so I don't have to look at things, but I could tell you what their cost of goods sold, what's the cost of service, what's the cost of sales, what are our actual expenses, overhead, inventory, when inventory does this, when it has a turnover, how do they let go of this? Why did they do this? Why did they do that? You kind of have an understanding. If you have a little bit, that's enough. You don't have to know everything, but that's why it separates me from the majority and it can separate you when you understand business, know how to analyze, know per category, how to strategically position them, what they should be doing, average order value, what does their pricing look like? What should we do with their pricing? Do we have any room there to increase pricing? What should we price this at? Are they grossly underpriced? If they increase this, what would their margin look like? So when you start speaking to a business owner like that, it's like, wow, their eyes open. You even open your eyes in things that you just learned. And now you're communicating them on the same level. This person gets me. That's exactly what's happening with my restaurant. Oh, and that too? I'm not saying you have to know all that, but please educate yourself on the business that you are helping. Understand what they can and can't do, their limitations of their numbers, percentages, cash flow. That's going to help you a lot. So there you go. You can minimize this. This is what a live lead profile looks like in your dashboard, as I'm just showing you right here. And when you're getting access to, this is the lead. Let's say lad snapshot. Lead special offer today, only 50% off. Starter, $250 crossed off, which shows you, okay, it's not the original 250,000. There's a psychological angle to this when somebody shows you that it's $250, but that's not what you pay for. Oh, I'll get a huge discount. People want discounts, right? So you get it at a more affordable costs. I don't have to pay the 250 now. Today only at 50% off. Urgency, fear of missing out. I'm gonna act on this. Starter, $125 the first month. But they're overcharging me. And do you know how much you have to pay to get leads? And if you don't put any skin in the game, that's the problem I have, is you don't have to go out there and buy courses, business loan broker training courses. Ask yourself, are those people making the majority of their money just from selling you a course? I don't care how good the course is or if it's not. That's besides, it's you getting charged. And then the back end, like what kind of content do they give you? Are then they becoming the marketing agency showing you how to get a website, do this, and they're charging you on that. So they're making money on that, or mostly their revenue comes from that, or combination, or whatever that is. You have to understand business and money models, revenue models, cash flow models. When you don't understand that, this is why you get into the business you get into because of pure passion. I already had a lot of interest. I already know how to do that. I already have somebody I know who knows how to do that. That's what most people do. Go start the construction business, restaurant business, whatever. And then all the costs, all the upkeep, management, preventative maintenance management. No, moving parts. Said, I have a home business. Be in the service space, great. But find a way to get yourself out of the service business. Like that could be your entry to then you doing something more passive and automated. Like what you see here, if you're getting in for 125 a month, do you understand what they're making with residual income? Do you understand that? The residual income model is not always easy. Build an active model to help you build your residual income model, or vice versa, but active the residual. So per person, do you know, and the lifetime value of how long that customer stays on and the churn? When people are getting success, they keep doing it. So even if it were just a handful of people, that's more than enough. And if they have other means that they use this money to put back in their business or reinvest or into something else, like think about it. So claim 50% off includes 150 live leads every month, plus instant email and SMS alerts, pipeline access, and the exclusivity log. There's this whole thing that I hear, well, if the leads were so good, why weren't they working them? Or like, if they had generated their own leads, why aren't they the ones? Why are they giving us leads? Well, that model I prefer rather than just getting clients funding for many reasons I told you. The ups and downs, the stress that may happen, saying it's always it, but clients, people are hard. Business can get hard, it can get easier. It can be hard, but it can get easier. People can get easier, but they usually are hard. It's the people, the character, and those things. that you have to deal with when getting clients funding. It's not just the business, whatever's going on there, it's the person. A lot of the times it's the person, the ego, the obnoxiousness, the stubbornness, the ignorance, the things that they do, and they were committed and then they don't commit. They do things differently. They appeared this way and then appeared to be disloyal. You thought you could trust them, but they were really never loyal. But you didn't build the right rapport. You didn't communicate with them correctly. Like those things happen. So think about it. Because once I give you a lead, here you go, made my money on the fee, made my money on their entrance on the platform. I don't care if they get a client funding or not. We want to make sure we supply them with higher, well, I'm not saying they don't care, but we want to supply them with enough leads, like the supplier supplying to Amazon for you, for your e-commerce store to have enough inventory, enough in supply. Who is there benefiting the most? You could be earning more revenue, but hand off. Got you over here to the supply from the supplier over here, distributor, supplied. Great, they're doing their part in the logistics. Awesome. And it can work in different ways too. But think about that. Team custom for small teams needing higher daily alert volume and routing. Everything is starter plus team seats and priority rotation, contact sales, White Fundly versus alternatives, lead freshness, live same day, exclusivity, lockable to you, flat monthly cost control, instant alerts, speed to the lead. In minutes is setup time, lead lists, stale, recycled, shared, cheap, below ROI, manual outreach, manual, pay per lead, varies, often resold, $20 to $60 per lead, depends, some setup, agencies, varies, shared, high retainers, depends, weeks. So you can see why Fundly would be higher than the alternatives. FAQs. When do leads arrive? Leads flow 7 days a week during TCPA permitting hours in the leads local time. If you sign up during a restricted window, delivery starts when the next permitted window opens. So being TCPA compliant and knowing that they do, that gives you more peace of mind and comfort, safety and security, protection. What are quiet hours? Quiet hours are automatic. We pause delivery during any time that isn't TCPA compliant for the recipient's local time. There's no manual override to ensure compliance. So it's all safe, benefiting everyone. How many people see a lead? Each request goes to a small first group, never a call blast. If it isn't claimed, then moves to the next group via round robin. Once you verify the code, the lead becomes exclusive to you. So a little bit there to do, but not so much. How many leads do I get? Again, 150 live leads per month, placed to maximize answer rates during permitted hours. So you can break that down as that number is for what 150 leads are per month at around 4 or so a day. Or if you're doing it on a 30, 31 day calendar month, whatever that is, okay. But 150 live leads per month is more than enough for you to have workable leads. Does Fundly integrate with my CRM? No external CRM integrations, compliance first. Use the built-in pipeline. Exports may be available under policy. So it's all about being compliant with this. Not saying you wouldn't be if you had on your CRM integrated on your own terms, but just to be all compliant in what you're doing compliantly, you want to have this. Real broker results. I'm not going to click play on these videos, but here you see them, 6-minute video, 2 minutes, 55 seconds. Here, Fundly, $140,000 deal funded in 3 days, 50,000 funded deal in 5 days. Broker earned over 100,000 in commissions. Matt earned 100,000 in commissions. Earned here 100,000 in commissions, $2,800 in commissions in 3 days. Results from brokers like you. Real Deal platform funded 51,000 total commission, 5,280. Thanks for coming back to share. Here's a response from Fundly. Full-time broker, small team, fresh same-day request. We locked the lead and funded within the week. Right here, this is really a game changer for lead gen. Amazing quality leads. Apps in on my third call, Fingers crossed for answers approval on Monday. Again, a response from Fundly. Fundly is worth every penny from Friday until today, 6 figures in funded deals. And again, a response from Fundly. Side hustle broker, part-time. I work days. Fundly sends real borrowers when they're ready. Way better than cold calling. Excuse me. Nobody wants to be cold calling. I don't do that. That's not my character. That's not my personality to be doing that. If it's yours, it's yours. Small company team. Exclusivity lock keeps competitors off our deals. TCPA compliant. Lead delivery. Lead arrive 7 days a week. Again, just going over this more or less again. Sign up 24/7. If you join during the restricted window, delivery begins when the next permitted window opens. No external CRM integrations. You're one click away from live conversations with real borrowers. Start now, get live lead alerts. Now, I can click right here. There's also up here you can click on right here, custom, what you see, the revenue, see how it works. Right here, it'll bring you down here to see how it works right there. And then today's launch special. Start now, get live leads. I'll show you what this looks like. Okay, enter. And now you're in here. Fundly, secure checkout, 50% off applied. Complete your sign up. You're locking in 150 live business loan leads every month. Finish checkout to activate alerts. First month, $125, not $250. Again, it's showing you it's not the $250. 50% off is applied, then paying the $250 total. Offer ends. You see that there. Verify your email, payment, get alerts. So you go down here, order summary, today's total, billing details. I'm not going to go through all this, but you can see it right here. Limited 50% off first month Fundly, TCPA compliant, and all that. Okay. Now let me go back just to again show you this. And I'm going to do one last thing and I'll let you go. I'll try to leave a link to this down below. And one more thing. I made another video on business loan broker training on lead generation and getting leads. So I won't go so much over it today, but becoming your own lead generation source, where you can hand that off to team members that are underneath you and or in a different way. You're giving brokers and those kinds of things. And let's say you generate 100 leads per month. If you broker them, maybe 20 actually close, 20% close rate. And that could be asking for a lot too. Average funding 50,000 each, for example. Commission 5% or whatever it is, 50,000 total commissions. But you worked a lot. Well, any business you got to work a lot, sure. But are you going to keep doing that over and over for the rest of your life? I tell people get in and get out of this business. Like take the money here and go put it into real estate, go put it into Bitcoin, go put it into crypto, trade Bitcoin, go do something else. Go put it into a passive business. I can help you with other businesses too. Or keep doing it if you want. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. It's working. It's working. Save a lot for retirement, extra things you need for retirement, or you're already in retirement, whatever it is. Pay some bills. Do what you have to do. If you sell referral them, you get 1,000 per funded deal flat. I'm not saying that'll be it, but let's say it's 25 to 60, 25 to 50 per, or 20 to 60, whatever that is, per lead. And then you package that, you get 1,000 or 2,000, whatever it is, and they're quality leads. Same 20 fund, that's 20,000 in referral fees. Less money, but very light work. I'm all about light work. Do the work up front, put the ad or do what you have to do, spend, and you can cover your cost to acquire a customer, the cost to fulfill, cost of marketing and advertising spend, cost per lead, return on ad spend, customer acquisition costs, these things. So you do that. You can get clients yourself funding and you pass down like C paper, D paper, whatever that is. You get A paper, B paper type of clients, better credit, whatever it is for whatever service. Or if you want to just give them all over, you do. Combination, do a hybrid. So over here, I just did more. This is a different video. I'm not going to go into this, but purpose, values, vision, mission, morals and ethics, governing principles, and more right there. And I had over here how to promote. I'll give you this document when you join the partner program that I recommend. If you're not already a part, then I'll leave that down below so you can check that out. And I have a video I'm very truthful and I'm very transparent with you about this business. And Growing your own team is something awesome and duplicating that, but not just depending on other people to get clients funding so you can get a percentage. Yeah, but if you, for example, let's say you had other people you brought in who are all on Fundly. I mean, yeah, there's some competition there now, but they're bringing in plenty of leads. So a lot of people can use this. So now let's say you brought someone in and you're able to get 10% or wherever you're at that point off, they got a client funded, you're getting 10%. You have another agent doing the same thing, or that same person does it over and over. Hey, now what do I need to go get clients for? Let me just go get more agents that can go get more clients. That way I can just get as much as I can. But you don't have to get agents. You can focus on your own personal volume and be happy there, or do a combination of the two. And not just depending on an agent to always go get a client funding. That's what I wouldn't depend on. Even if this is workable, you should have other measures and means. So I spoke over here. I won't speak too much about it because I mentioned this in another video, but I have Facebook ads. I'm just showing you one template, a copy of one, but I can go in here, put my ad set to who I want to target, and get business owners to fill out a form, a lead ad form on Facebook. And I don't have to take them off site. If I want to, I can. But excuse me, on Facebook, they can just click a button, go ahead and fill out the form, name, email, and things that I'm asking for. I can nurture them, pass them over to my broker team member or agent, referral partner, whoever that is, or other people. Be doing this the correct way too. And now you're a lead generator source. Now you're just handing off and it's more automated. It's running ads, covering your ad budget, you scale, put more into your budget because you know it's working and getting a great return on your investment off the fee and or the percentage of the client when the client gets funded or broker pays you, whatever that is, program, one or the other combination hybrid. But then I have that ad set. If you're a business generating 10,000 a month, then you are eligible. Or there's a few things in the ad copy that hook story offer, you attention grab, and you engage them and they want to click through to go fill this out. So you're working with the right kind of leads. And I've created my own product too, by the way. I don't know if I'm making an affiliate program around this, but I made the Fix Your Finances 5-day cash flow reset. So here's my product, digital product, and I get bonuses. There's more things you can do and be an affiliate for, like for financial literacy and other ways you can help people than just being a funding broker. Cross promote other services in the meantime with funding, whether they got funding or not, payment processing, other things, and you can be helpful in more ways than one. Okay. So it's all about understanding money models, revenue models, cash flow models, and setting yourself for something that you can have more automated. And if that to you means getting just agents who can get clients and they're reliable, then you can. But if that's not always the case, you're doing it yourself, that can get tiring. That is tiring. I'm not being honest with you. I learned that. I learned it the hard way. Went hard my first 6 months. I did some volume and then clients did this and that. I was tired. I don't want to be on phones with people. I don't want to be having to do this and that and then this and then that. And I don't want that. Do other ways. I'm not saying you always have to be on the don't have to be on the phone at all, just for clarity or whatever part of the process makes sense. That can get tiring. So there's other industries. You can start here, flow through another, or start in something completely different. I have a group that I help people with too. I'll try to leave it down below if it's available there in the description. If not, there's another way in time. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Funly here. Be your own lead generator source, your own agency, supplying supplying others with leads. Maybe they give you a cut, a revenue share. There's so many other ways. And you have to find the indirect path, not always the direct path. The way you want to get to something is not it's not always linear. You gotta go like this. You gotta stop here. It's like on your way on a road trip. Stop by one gas station. Wait, I had to make another stop. Had to go to the bathroom. We gotta go here first. Gotta go there now. Our plans changed. Let's reroute. You gotta go from one thing to the next nowadays a lot more than ever to get to your ultimate destination and continue the process, continue the journey. So I hope this was helpful for you. Are you doing Fundly now? Will you try Fundly? You can let me know in the comments. Any questions, comments, or concerns, please voice them to me. You can reach out to me. I'll also leave my voicemail, my email. So I hope you got a lot of value from this video. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't, and click the bell notification icon so you do not miss any future videos on business loan brokering, different programs, not just business loan brokering, being an affiliate marketer, affiliate marketing, other business models, a lot that I'll show you on this channel and help you start, end with, a lot of things. Okay. So this, I'll try to leave a link for you down below in the description. The partner program I recommend if you haven't joined yet. And yes, this is legit. You can see that by what others are saying. I had a trial once upon a time, and I don't need this so much myself. I have other ways, and not always do I need to get a client funding. It's less volume. If you can work your way into less volume, you might do a lot of volume in the beginning. You don't have to though. Do less volume. If you can stay more exclusive to a niche, a business, or if you're more general, then you get more niche as you figure it out. You can do that. But the answer isn't always more volume. It's less volume, quality of business, quality of people, all coming together as one. So that's all for me. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you soon.